What is up everyone and welcome back to another episode of Building Coruscant. This is the 11th week of Building Coruscant, the hunt for Ahsoka, the mock building series where I recreate the scene where Ahsoka escapes from the Republic prison in the airbase on Coruscant. This week I'm really happy with the amount of building we get done. We finish off the back corner, we also start to work on the turrets and stuff like that, as well as moving into the third and final room and getting that all illuminated. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video to see everything that I do end up getting done. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Obviously leave all your comments and feedback in the comment section down below. I love to have a discussion with you guys on what you think of the mock and everything like that. So let's head straight into the episode. The first thing I've got for you guys is a time lapse in that back corner, finishing off and raising up that section. Okay, so now we've got a bit more work done in that corner. Obviously it's nearly finished. I will finish that off later in this video, but I've decided to plan out a little bit of where everything's going to go just to give you guys a better look at it. Obviously I haven't really mentioned this area or this layout since week one pretty much. Obviously it's going to be raised up a little bit, probably up about this sort of height right here, so a good amount off the ground, maybe about here, and there's going to be staircases either side. So this is going to be the giant Republic symbol right here. Obviously this is a little bit too triangular right here, but imagine a big circle around the outside of this square in the middle. Then basically these represent the flags that go back into the center. There might be something built here as well around this center bit here, like the wall that is sort of depicting all of the deaths in Geonosis, the first battle of Geonosis, the memorial that's there. Then we have a big building on either side. Obviously I haven't sort of laid it out on this side just because we have got a massive hole there, but this is all going to be, so like the main actual base starts there. Then these big squares here are going to be the turrets, so we're going to have one on either side. And yeah, things have changed a little bit, but mainly we are sticking to the original plan. But yeah, hopefully this is giving you a better look at what we're going to be building in the future episodes as we sort of go on with this series. But as I said, first things first, we're going to have to finish this corner, and then we're going to actually have to raise everything up again. So going to be a ton of more filler brick to work on. Yeah, let me know what you think of this design and what you think of all of these details, and if this paints a better picture in your head, then let me know. But if you have sort of queries or questions, then let me know in the comments as well, and I can try my best to answer them. But yeah, let's carry on with some progress, and yeah, let's get some building done. And that is the back corner completed now, all raised up to the right level and sort of plated off above that room. The lights should be working in that room as well now, which is really good. So that's pretty good. We now have all three of the rooms completely lit up and sort of leveled off as well. I use these big green plates that I found actually in my Bricklink store, and I put loads of Technic underneath it, the same thing I did for the last two rooms as well. So that's pretty cool. I just got a haul, so I'm going to go ahead and show you some of those pieces that I got in there, and then we'll carry on with some building. So I just got a massive order from Bricklink. You can see we have over 400 of these blue bricks right here, as well as a couple of other 2x4s and stuff. This is all 2x4s in this bin, and this is loads of other filler brick and stuff like that. So I'm starting to sort out my filler brick. So as of the day this video comes out, the day before I made a haul video in which I got a massive Bricklink order, including most of these bricks right here, so that's pretty good. And I've kind of started to sort them out. As soon as I take apart Coruscant, I'm going to sort out all of my filler brick and stuff. But yeah, let's get back into some more building. This is definitely going to help me build up the next level of the mock, so that's going to be pretty sick in this week or maybe in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, let's get into some more building. I think I'm going to work on the turrets next, so let's go ahead and do that. You already know when you see this amount of mess on my desk that I've been prototyping and working on something, and that is exactly what I've been doing. I've been working on the turret, the lower section for the turret, so I'm pretty much working on this section here. Basically all of these colors are going to be different. These are all going to be dark bluish gray here in the corners, and this is all going to be light bluish gray right here. So these pieces are just temporary, don't you worry. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get that sort of stood out effect here that sort of overlaps and looks like it comes out slightly in front of the turret, and then I wanted to get it sort of sloping scoping as well, so this was the best I could come up with right now. Pretty happy with this. You can see it uses some cool hinge plates and a few different pieces right there. You can see there's a few things in there trying to get some different angles and get some different spacing and stuff like that, but I'm really glad with the way it's looking so far. Obviously, as I said, these pieces will all be light bluish grey. These corner pieces, all the actual sort of base of the turret will be dark bluish grey, as you can see there. Dark bluish grey and then light bluish grey in the middle. Obviously, it's slightly downsized, but this will be pretty big in the grand scheme of things. I have placed it on the mock and it looks slightly large, but it's going to be pretty good. It just means I have to build the buildings a little bit bigger as well, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, pretty happy with the way this looks so far. I'm going to carry on working and probably time lapse the builds of the other sides, see how this looks, build it all up and get it sort of built as like a prototype, and then I'm going to show you how big it looks on the actual mock itself and see what you guys think of it. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking so far. I kind of like the way I managed to get the angles in there and stuff like that, so pretty happy. I did try a few things with like clips and stuff like that, but it wasn't working, so I went with the hinges instead in the end. So you can see I've used these hinges under there just at a weird angle, and I'm glad it's came out like this. I think it's looking pretty good, and I'm just going to build up the center with loads of filler brick. Now I'm going to time lapse building these other sides. I should have enough pieces in random colors to finish off these sides, and then yeah, we'll go for a little prototype, and then I'm going to order all the pieces, so hopefully that should be pretty good. Obviously then I have to work on the top pit and the big turret on top, the actual turret part of it, the gun part of it. That'll be pretty fun to work on in the coming weeks, but I might have a little prototype on that this week as well. I'll see what I can do, but yeah, let's get into the time lapse and try and build this up a little bit. Okay, so after a bit more work, I'm pretty happy with the amount I managed to get done. You can see I pretty much ran into a pretty big problem that sort of suspended my building for quite a bit. Basically, these pieces right here, you can see they slightly overlap, which meant you couldn't have the same thing on this side. So over here, I had to adapt this side, and I'm going to do the same thing with this side right here in just a second. You can see this is what the original design looked like. However, I had to change it and add in the sort of like, make it a little bit thinner, if that makes sense. So you can see pretty much I've got the same thing here, and then on the bottom all I did was just change up this and made it one of those smaller pieces right in the middle and just one hinge brick in the center. So that's definitely going to change it up a little bit, and it definitely took me a little bit of time to overcome that problem and sort of fix it. So you can see that it just connects onto there in a second, but yeah, pretty happy with that, and I'm going to carry on working on that. Obviously I've now got this this piece that runs up the center as well, and then I'm going to add a layer of plate all the way around, and then I can start to work on whether I'm going to sort of expand into the corners and how I'm going to go over the tops of these bits and that sort of thing. So I'm going to head back into a time lapse and show you all of that stuff that I've just talked about. Okay, so it wasn't as simple as I first thought. I've really sort of had to take this apart a ton of times, but basically this technique right here for the other sides wasn't working properly. You can see I've got the other two sides, they're perfect, they're done. They should be working perfectly now. However, this side, it just wasn't quite clipping down. So you can see it's a tiny little gap there where it won't quite fit down. And then if I do manage to get it down, it sort of bends the plates in different areas and stuff. So I'm not exactly happy with that. I'm going to try a few different things with different clip techniques and stuff like that. This is one I tried first. Obviously, this is just a failed technique, but it doesn't matter. I'm just trying a few things out. You can see this is just too far away to actually clip in. Not sure why or how I managed to do that, or how I can try and pull it forward. So I did try use jumper plates and stuff, but right now that's not working, so I'm gonna have to try a few different things, maybe raising it up or down or something like that. But yeah, pretty much I'm happy with that. Otherwise, I basically, you can see there's a small gap here between the top and the bottom, sort of there, right there. So I decided instead of adding just regular tiles, I'd add this right here. So this pretty much just kind of fills the gap a little bit there. Might be a little bit too high, but we'll have to see when I work on the higher level. And then I sort of built this middle section here, which will slot in and sort of just fit perfectly in there, and that should finish it off. But obviously I'm not ready for that yet, so we'll just take that one out in just a second. But yeah, we're going to carry on working on this. We're going to head back into a time lapse and try and finish these two sides. You can see the other two sides are looking really good, but yeah, Really annoying. I can't quite get this sorted, but I may be overcomplicating it. I might be completely missing a really easy solution, but let me know in the comments if you think of anything, of any ways I could improve this. But we're going to carry on, and hopefully I'll get this finished by the end of this episode. Okay, there we go. We have the turret base pretty much built up in its sort of temporary form of the wrong colors and stuff. But yeah, pretty happy with the way it's looking so far. I've added like a turntable on top. Obviously, I'm going to be changing all of this up a lot when I get to the finished product. All of this will be in dark bluish grey, I believe. All these side bits and these bits here will be in light bluish grey. So it will look a lot different. There are slight gaps here, which I'm still kind of annoyed about, but we'll see what we can do with those. I might be able to fix it with just like a tile or something. But yeah, pretty happy we've finally managed to get this done. It looks quite good. I think it looks pretty sick. You can see there is a slight difference between the pieces that I first originally connected and the pieces that I connected after that. You can see these ones are slightly more wobbly, but it's not too bad. It looks pretty good nonetheless. I think this one actually might be wrong because it's slightly more wobbly than this one, so we'll have a look into that. But yeah, pretty happy with the way this is looking for now. Really happy with this. It definitely took a while to make, but yeah, pretty cool. Let me know what you think of this. I think it looks pretty accurate to what we saw with these sort of areas, slightly thicker and slightly jutting out against the edges rather than the sort of just like smooth slopes and that sort of thing. I'm going to sort of have a look through this, break it down, work out how many pieces I need to order and what colors and stuff, and start making a Bricklink order or Bricklink wanted list for all the pieces that I need to buy. And then I'm going to start ordering them, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to build up both of the turrets in the proper colors, so that'll be pretty good. But yeah, pretty happy with that, and I'm going to go put it on top of the mock and see how it looks over there on the mock. Okay, so you've got to remember that this area is all going to be raised up about this sort of distance off the base right here. So you can see obviously there's a clone display there, ignore that, but yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to look. Obviously it'll be even higher up compared with all of this in the very near future, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously the Republic symbol will be here, that's what that's sort of marking out, and then there'll be the building behind it. I'm going to pretty much have this scooted over to as far that way as I can, and then there's going to be a little bit of the base that runs out here, so it'll be like that sort of thing. And then we've got the flag area in the middle, and it'll look pretty good, I think, there. But it's bigger than I thought it would be, but I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section. Obviously still got to design the whole top section, but yeah, well, that would be something that I design in the coming weeks. I kind of tried it just then, but I couldn't quite figure out how to do it, so I'm going to do a bit more research and try and work out how I'm going to be able to do that. But yeah, let me know what you think of this so far. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking, and yeah, pretty happy with the amount of progress we managed to get done. Okay, so now I've sort of got the whole template or prototype done. I've now made a wanted list on Bricklink with all the pieces that I need for it. Obviously this is excluding some of the filler and the plate and stuff that I can just find easily whilst I'm building it, but pretty much what I'm going to do now is go ahead through, make sure I have every single one of these more sort of specific pieces, make a whole little bin full of them, and then I'll order the rest of the pieces that I don't have right now. So I know I don't have many of those ones, so I'll have to order some of those. I know I'll have to order some of those, but basically I'm going to go through and put and tick them off as I go through and sort of make sure I have enough of these pieces, and then hopefully I can press buy all, and hopefully I can order them all from as minimal amount of stores as possible. Okay, so you can see I've got a load of the pieces right here. It's in total about 67% of the pieces that I wanted, so that's pretty good. You can see I have most of these pieces. It's pretty much just these pieces here, these slopes and stuff like that I haven't got, as well as a couple of corner pieces and that sort of thing. So pretty good going. I'm now going to go ahead and press buy all and order all of those pieces. So hopefully they should be arriving before the next couple of weeks, so I can start to finish off those turrets and build both of those turrets right there. One last thing I did notice is that Ahsoka's lightsaber was wrong. I forgot that one of them is meant to be yellow and one of them is meant to be green. And if we look into my lightsaber bin, hopefully I will have a yellow lightsaber in here somewhere. I think, oh yeah, there we go. So in the past, I think with these chrome hilts, they used to use these more yellowy blades for the green lightsabers. So that'll be perfect for Ahsoka right there. So now we have one yellow blade and one green blade, which is much more accurate to what we see in the show. So shout out to someone who mentioned that in the comments. I kind of forgot about it, and then I was watching the scene again just for some inspiration the other day, and I noticed it and I suddenly remembered it, and I'm really glad I've got that sorted and it's much more accurate now. And that is just about everything I have to show you this week, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure to let me know in the comments all of your feedback and thoughts you have about the mock this week. I'm really happy with the progress we got done. I really enjoyed this week of building. I really enjoyed working on the turret, which is very different to anything I've worked on the Coruscant mock so far. It was fun to try out some new techniques and try out a few different things in there, as well as finishing off that back corner is really satisfying, and we can now push forwards and start to work on the next level. Let me know what you think of this little thumbnail image I got right here. I'm really happy with how I managed to get this gunship flying. It might be something I'd go ahead and use in the final mock. I'm not entirely sure yet, but let me know what you thought of it. It's just propped up using a pick-a-brick cup. Make sure you stay tuned for all of my videos that I have coming up this week. And of course, stay safe and have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.